What's up? Welcome to the Hey You Got a Minute podcast. Joining me today is Kim Groff from BarterPay Saskatoon. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for coming in, Connor.
Really appreciate it. I'm really excited to learn about this BarterPay business. How does it work? How does someone else get involved?
We always like to say that barter is the oldest way to do a business, but we put a new slant to it, so it's the newest way of doing business too. So what we are is we're an organized business-to-business barter system. So what we do is we help our member businesses barter and trade their products and services for things that they would normally go out and spend cash on. We're a membership organization, so businesses become a member of the BarterPay system. And how we do that, a few different ways. Like right now, probably half of our new members come to us via recommendations from existing members. And so they'll say, hey, contact my friend so-and-so, they own a restaurant, and I think this would be a good fit for them. So that's the way we do it, get a lot of our new members. And then also, we will solicit the marketplace too. So if we have a demand for a specific product or service in the network, we'll go out there and solicit the local business community and try and fill that gap too.
BarterPay Saskatoon, you were saying, has 230 clients, about that.
Yeah.
What are kind of the services that are provided in Saskatoon area?
There's kind of three, I'll call them, demographics or areas of business that we concentrate on. First would be service-related businesses. Your plumbers, electricians, automotive repairs, things like that, where they're booking time in a calendar, right? And so what we'll do is most of those type of businesses may have some open time in their calendar, and we will try and fill that for them. A second type of business that we work with would be hard goods businesses, either at the retail or the wholesale level. So they often have idle inventory either in their warehouse or in their storefront, or they've maybe got seasonal goods. They depreciate on a daily basis, and so a lot of times they will move inventory out at less than their cost or close to their cost. So by running it through the barter system, we can often protect their margins and get them more value back out of it. So it's just an alternative way to sell it. And then the third types of businesses we deal with, we'll call them space businesses. They're selling time and space. So whether that's a fitness center, a restaurant, hotel, things like that.
There's BarterPay Saskatoon, but it's all across the country, correct?
That's correct. Our head office is located in Stony Creek, Ontario. It's out of Hamilton, and we have 18 corporately owned or franchised offices across the country, with right from Moncton, New Brunswick in the east to Victoria, BC in the west.
And you can trade across those ones as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. We can facilitate interregional trade between our offices.
Would a trade or a barter kind of go through if I have, we'll say an egg business?
Okay.
You have, say, a fence building business. How would kind of the barter work through that?
Okay.
If that's a good example. If you have
that's a good place to start. So traditionally, barter has always been that one-to-one relationship. So you have eggs, I build fences. I like eggs, you'll need a fence, and so we'll come to an agreement where I will trade you, X number of feet of fence for your eggs, right? And those one-to-one barter relationships work great, providing you and I have that mutual need for what the other person has. There typically has to be fair value involved. Like if I'm building you $5,000 worth of fence and you're giving me back $100 worth of eggs, there's no equity there.
Yeah.
And then there has to kind of be timing too. You need the fence and I need the eggs at roughly the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. If one or two of those things doesn't line up, typical traditional barter and trade doesn't work. So what makes becoming a member of BarterPay that much more advantageous is we can facilitate multi-directional barter. So you're trading within a network of different businesses. So we would take your eggs and we would offer them out to the network. We'll send you new clients that will purchase your eggs for you. When they purchase them, you earn a credit into the BarterPay system. So let's say I'm that fence builder and I buy some of your eggs. Traditionally, you would then have to use that credit back with me to build fence.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't need fence, but maybe you need to have, you want to have an accountant do your books for you.
Right.
So then you sell me some eggs, I pay you in credit into the network, and you take that credit and use it to pay an accountant to do your books.
What can BarterPay Saskatoon kind of offer that other companies or just that cash delivery, cash exchange kind of offer?
Okay, there's basically two things that we offer our members. Is number one, we can generate a new source of revenue for them and a new customer stream for them. And then secondly, we show them how they can take the revenue or the trade currency that they earn through that new stream of customers, and we show them how they can use that to offset existing cash expenses. So, we talked about an accountant. So rather than having to pull their checkbook out to pay their accounting bill at the end of the year, they could do it through the BarterPay system and pay their accountant bill with trade dollars that they've earned from the new business that we've sent them. So another aspect of what we do is we have our own charitable foundation, and it's called the BarterPay It Forward Foundation. And so it performs two functions. It's number one, it allows our members to donate trade dollars that they've earned to our foundation and get a charitable donation receipt for that. And then secondly, it supports charities and not-for-profits in the markets where we do business by supporting them through a funds matching program.
Okay.
So they can actually save considerable money on things that they're buying for their organizations by buying it through our network.
And then which kind of charities have you already worked with, specifically in Saskatoon or BarterPay as a whole?
In Saskatoon here, we deal with Habitat for Humanity,
Okay.
the Kinsman Foundation, the Lighthouse.
So when you started 6 years ago, how have you seen the growth through BarterPay over that 6 years? What are you kind of most proud of in that growth?
Well, we've had consistent growth every year, and I kind of laugh because I say that barter is almost part of the prairie DNA here in Saskatchewan. I mean, we've all done it at some time or another.
Yes.
And what we do is we just bring a more organized format to it, or a more organized system. Talking about clients that have kind of followed me from one thing I've done to the next, and one client I had, when I presented him or showed him what we were doing at BarterPay when we first opened, and he's getting excited as I'm telling them this, and he says, "Oh, I already trade with businesses already." He says, "But I've got to keep that little black book in my pocket. I owe this person this, and they owe me that, and sometimes it's a bookkeeping nightmare, and sometimes it causes hard feelings." And he says, "You're going to look after all that now for me?"
Right.
And I said, "Absolutely." And they're still a client of ours today. So those kind of relationships are great. I have oftentimes people will ask me, what do you like best about what you do? And the variety of businesses that we interact with and encounter, and you get to meet such a wide range of people and see such a wide variety of different businesses. It's interesting. No 2 days are the same, right? So you can check us out at barterpay.ca. There's lots of information on social media too, Facebook. There's a BarterPay YouTube channel that has a lot of information. There's a really good interview on there right now with one of our members, Konstantin Katsrais, that owns Buy-Sell Restaurant Equipment, and he was actually attending the Restaurants Canada show in Ontario a few months ago, and our company had a booth there, and our president actually interviewed him.
Okay.
So there's about a 7-minute interview on there about how he got involved in BarterPay, and it's interesting. So,
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
check it out.
Check that out on BarterPay's YouTube channel. Again, thanks again to Kim Groff of BarterPay Saskatoon
very
for
much.
joining us today.